だから、俺天竜人嫌いなんだって。
そなたを気に入ったぞ。
As we all know, Oda-sensei has already made it very clear that he has no intention of developing romances in One Piece, especially when we are talking about romance between the main characters of the work, which in this case are the Straw Hat Pirates. However, as I said in a recent video, because of what we saw in Netflix's One Piece live-action series, the romance between Usopp and the millionaire girl Kaya took a step forward by making them both kiss. In that video I commented on how this could, or could not, represent a possible change in Oda-sensei's choice regarding not having relationships in One Piece, since even if his request was that the series not have romantic relationships, the series still from Netflix brought us a breakthrough in relation to a couple within Oda's work. Of course, I also mentioned that Usopp and Kaya are in fact the closest thing to a real couple that one of the main characters in One Piece has, so even if Oda didn't want to put romance in his work, even in the Netflix series, still, it was really cool and interesting that the directors confirmed to us that this novel really exists. Because of this, many questions arose. For example, will Luffy marry Nami? Or will Amazon Lily's Empress, Boa Hancock, be Luffy's wife? What is the best choice for a future wife for the protagonist of One Piece? Well, both are good choices, both are powerful women and in a way complete Luffy in some way. However, there is a theory that claims to prove that Boa Hancock is the perfect choice for Luffy and that Oda already decided this when designing this character, she being the perfect wife for Luffy. Want to know what theory this is? That's what we're going to analyze in today's video. And well, my dear pirates, talking about Nami, well, many people like to use the argument about her always being mentioned as a queen to say that Oda has already chosen her as Luffy's only and legitimate wife. I even mentioned this in a previous video. I'll show you an excerpt from the video in which I mentioned this theory so you can understand better. Anyway, as you could see, I really understand that Luffy and Nami can really become a couple, but I still believe that there isn't a feeling of love between the two to the point of both getting married. I believe that if there is something related to love between the two would be something aimed at a brotherly love, and that is indeed possible in my view. However, what if I'm wrong? What if Oda actually revealed in his cover art that Luffy had already chosen Nami as his future queen from the very beginning? Well, as I always like to remember, Oda loves to play with these things, and this is not the first time that Oda makes Nami a queen with a crown on her head. Perhaps this could actually mean that she will be Luffy's queen at the end of One Piece, but I still believe the reference Oda is making is that Nami is the Queen of Weather, as depicted on her t-shirt. And we also can't forget the fact that Nami's past made her obsessed with making a lot of money and having a lot of riches, and being a queen is basically that, money and wealth. In my view, this is the idea that Oda wants to reveal to us with his cover arts. Anyway, I really love this theory. I think this possibility is one of the most concrete. However, if this theory makes sense, there is one about the Empress of Serpents that is also as convincing as this Nami theory. This theory says that Boa Hancock was conceived by Oda-sensei to actually be Luffy's only and legitimate wife, and yes, I know that there are many people who imply an age difference that exists between the characters. But as I've already mentioned in several videos, this isn't really a problem. One Piece is a work that breaks paradigms of dogma, fights against prejudice, authoritarianism, and of course, it also talks about the role of women in Japanese society, which is still very old-fashioned. And if in the modern world we live in, the age at which two people who love each other can get married is no longer a problem, this certainly applies to One Piece as well. Of course, people must be adults and aware of what they are doing, so there is no problem with the age difference between Luffy and Boa Hancock. But back to the theory. It is said that Oda would have already chosen the Empress of Serpents due to some factors that suit Luffy perfectly. The name, Boa, is a genus of snake that exists in Central America and mainly in South America, which is where the Amazon rainforest is located, with most of it in northern Brazil. Can you imagine the parallel that is made in this theory? Well, according to Oda-sensei, if Luffy existed in real life, he would be Brazilian and he ended up in Amazon Lily. I myself have already talked about the theory that Luffy's mother is from Amazon Lily, and the fact that Luffy went there is not, it was just a coincidence. But there's more, guys. The surname of our beloved Empress also has a possible meaning. After all, Hancock, or better said, Thomas Hancock, was the inventor of the elastic, and who has the power to stretch the body? Exactly, Luffy! And to close with a flourish, we have to remember that Boa Hancock is an empress, practically a queen, the maximum leader of her country. That is, if they say that the term used by Oda to mention Nami as queen of the climate could be used to say that she is the queen chosen to be Luffy's wife, well, the same can be said for an empress, right? And there is another extra curiosity. In Brazil there is an island called Snake Island, that is, another connection between Boa Hancock and Brazil. That is, my dear pirates. According to this theory, Oda-sensei actually chose the Serpent Empress as Luffy's real wife. What do you think about that? I want to know your opinion about everything we commented here today. But of course, if you made it this far, it's because you like the content, so it doesn't hurt to subscribe to our channel and become one more member of our fleet, my dear pirate. And of course, do not forget to press the like button, that helps a lot in spreading the video and the channel, so help us to become the largest fleet of pirates here on YouTube, okay? A big hug for everyone. And until the next video.